Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 3 of Scarlet Hollow. Yes, I think there are 2 more episodes, this one and the 4th one. I don't know actually if they're actually making an episode 5. I don't really know. I've been looking around on the Steam page and the community page of this game. I haven't really found anything, so I think maybe episode 4 will be the last one. But anyway, let's do episode 3 first. And see what is gonna happen in this adventure, shall we? Here we go. We're gonna load. And then normally we should be okay. Was this the last one? Friday 30th. Yeah, that could be. I think, yeah, this was the last one. Here we go. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 3, please save your game now. There we go. Yeah. Continue. Here we go. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 3? Yes, but just a recap of episode 2. Okay, so now Tabitha, like, the recap was that Tabitha came to Stella's house, and then she found me over there. She's like, oh, you have to be back at this day by bedtime and blah blah, because I'm worried about you. All that stuff, remember that. And then we went into town, and we're planning on getting to the library, I think, to find some more stuff about the ditchlings. And then we went to all these other places, like the coffee bar, I think, and talked to Avery. And then eventually we went to the library to meet up with Stella and Oscar, who was asking about his daughter Rosalina, because she was away and he couldn't like get into contact with her. He didn't know where she was, and she's like a teenager, and so she's a little bit rebellious. I forgot the name of her. Kanika, yeah, that was it. Yeah, sorry. Then we also went to Reach's house to see if he wanted to like join us, but it seems that he's very sick. It seems that his mom is Dr. Kelly, and she's a doctor, it seems. But I had my suspicions with this one. Like, I really feel that it almost thinks that there's like something going on with that one, with Reese. Like, he's almost, maybe he came in contact with the ditchlings, and she's trying to keep a secret. So I think there's definitely something going on with Reese over there. But yeah, we weren't able to like get any more information about that. But yeah, we'll see that later. Yeah, and then there's also this thing with Wayne, the story of Wayne. Is he dead? Is he not dead? The miners who went to the mine also to get some more information. And we bumped into to Wayne, or at least I did. So there's also a whole mystery around that. And at least the miners, they know there's definitely something going on, but they try to keep him to themselves because they don't want to lose their jobs, and Tabitha is actually their boss. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on over there as well. And then we found Rosalina, and she ran into this cave. So of course, yeah, then we went in there, And then I also called Tabitha. That was one of the choices I could have made. And then we met up with Rosalina, and she was there with her other friends, just drinking beer and just hanging out. There was like this whole conversation which was really weird. I really thought that conversation was a little bit too much drawn out, and it kept on going and going till a certain point. We started hearing the strange noises in the mine as well, that we thought it was maybe connected with the Tommy Knockers. It's like a legend or a myth or a folklore entity. And then eventually the mine also collapsed. Everybody got out in time, so nobody was hurt. So there's a lot of things going on in that mine, and we also saw like a vision and a seal in the mine. So there's definitely a huge connection with the mine that was actually lying next to the forest. So maybe the ditchlings came out, maybe they found something in the mine and the ditchlings came out of it, I don't know, into the forest. So yeah, we'll see, and that's about it, I think. For yeah, then Tabitha drove me back to the estate to stay over there, and that was the end of episode 2. And here we are. Your thoughts are drawn to the carving of the wall and to the visions imparted upon you. Wake up. And here we are. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You managed to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. I don't know if we're going to be there for 5 days or 7 days, I don't really know. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the saw mills still stuck to your skin. Yeah, take a shower. You step into the guest bedroom and into the shower. Ugh. Okay. The water is hot and surprisingly enough clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they were part of the dirt that coats you. Think of Sybil's warning, the worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and wonder how many times he watched you unseen. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. Yeah, I'll do the first one. You're done here. Okay, let's go. Wash away your sins, not a trophy. Turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Check the closet. How long were you going to have slept in this room without realizing you shared the space with that doll? Hopefully it doesn't get up and move while you're not around. Pick it up. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot read property of Alexandra. You put it back and close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in this heat days. Different you might have been taken away by this view, drifting into fantasies about how you might have tidied it up and enjoyed tea by the fountain. But a lot has happened since you first arrived into town. Turn back to the guest room. Manage your group chat with Stella and Kaneko. Pull out your phone and open the group chat with Stella and Kaneko. Morning, how are you guys holding up? Probably be a bit before you get a response. Text Stella. How are you holding up? Okay, text Kaneko. Okay, head downstairs. Maybe it could mean something that I text them both later on in the story. Maybe I don't know. I try to do as much as I can just to open up the story choices a little bit. I can just skip through to everything if I want to, but that's not really gonna give me like a lot of options, I assume. So I try to open up as much as I can. You've done everything you want up to here. It's time to start your day. Paying the field. See that I got an achievement for that. You enter the chicken to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. Okay, she isn't alone. Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Oh yeah, she's definitely, yeah. Address the red-haired woman. Hello. Address the red-haired. Hi, I'm Sven. Good morning. I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do at least. Yeah, she's right there. She's like talking like if it's like behind her back or something. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. Like, I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, son. I mean, I guess I did meet you on Monday when you popped into the diner. Oh, yeah. Janie. But seeing someone somewhere and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Thanks. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha. What with everything that's wait what? Wait, what? Is that a spelling mistake? I'm so happy to be part of the family. Wait, I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha. What with everything that's Janie. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Tabitha. I think that was like a spelling mistake somewhere. I'm being too much again. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? I'll have no sass for you today. Jeez. There was a massive mine collapse on my property last night. I can practically feel the whispers of unionization already. So I'm under a lot of stress right now, in case you hadn't put that together. And there's no we here. This stuff is way too hard to get a hold of for me to share. Okay then. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run town, and every time I left you here alone, something terrible winds up happening. So you're coming with me. Let's get going. Okay, I'll be out in there a couple of minutes. Gonna wrap up my morning routine. Yeah, cousin bonding time. All right, let's do it. But I haven't had breakfast. Wait, my freedom like that? I don't need a babysitter. There you go. Yes, you do. You and Stella both do, honestly. Jeannie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. Are you ready to leave? Jeannie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Sven, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now. And then I heard it again. I just want to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. You two did right by those kids, though. What a blessing. Everyone got out of that situation all right. You only come once in a week. What do you do with the rest of your time? Oh, odd jobs mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of stuff. My husband's the pastor, so a lot of my time is spent at church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel, he's been going absolutely stir crazy since we moved here. But What with nobody really attending sermons? It probably do him a lot of good to talk you through your worries. Speed dial seems handy. Sounds wonderful. Thanks for the offer. I'm not really religious. I'm not Christian, but thanks for your offer. That's alright. My Daniel likes to talk with all sorts of people. He just wants to extend support to anyone who needs it. Feel free to stop by a church anytime. The door is always open. Just get out of town right now. We'll have to interrupt your work. I'm in town for another few days, though, if you got time. Oh, of course. Like I said, feel free to swing by church in the old time. Alright, let's go. Bye, Janie. Be safe out there, too. Okay. You can tap that walk through the doors of the estate and into the car. The ride to town is uneventful. Your cousin, unsurprisingly, more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into a general store for a few minutes. After everything that happened the past 2 days, it's nice to just go on an errand. Exactly. Then tap the turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Okay. Guess she has an issue with her mom and her brother, maybe? Storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Out of curiosity, would you call yourself happy? Pulls back, surprised by her. Exactly. I don't think so. What did I just say? Yes, I'm happy. Whatever. We're bringing daylight. Come on already. Jeez. Oh, here we go. The bells of a general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smell of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. I hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blender ready? Oh, of course. Sven, if you like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute. Picking up some devil lettuce, Tabitha. Oh, I see. You gotta fill up the old stash, huh, Tabby? You gotta get your prescription filled, to speak. Pick up some of the devil's lettuce. What are you talking about? Sven is implying you're here to buy marijuana, dear. What? You think I'm some kind of stoner? Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. Think what you will. Okay. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with tinkling as bells. Of bells. Very good to listen in. Here we go. You find yourself a spot near the door and listen. I know it took a little longer than you hoped, but this was a fairly short notice. In the future, please give me at least 2 months to gather what's needed. These plants aren't exactly easy to come by. Is there enough? Yes, everything should go just fine. Make sure this is all it eats for the few days, and I mean all. Been somewhere it can get other food. I'm not keeping it inside. Outside then. Shed, something enclosed. And please call me if you get confused. Don't assume you know what you're doing. You only have one shot at this, remember that. Pearlie ran me through it plenty of times. I know what I'm... Your listening session is halt as the tinkling of bells announce another patron. Wayne. Duke. Or in this case, another 2 patrons. Oh, I don't know who this guy is. Well, if it ain't Sven, Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. He was out there with Stella that night in the woods. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. I hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. Things have gotten worse. I did hear whispers about what happened up in the mines last night. Of course, everybody hears. Scarlet Hollow isn't so safe this week, it would seem. Have you been? Hang in there. Oh, I can't complain. I miss old Birdie, but there's nothing I can do for her now, except to protect the rest of my brood. Brood. Brood is actually bread in Dutch. I have no idea how to pronounce this in English. Brood. Anyway, of my bread, whatever. Yeah, then things won't so much as step foot on my property. Now with Bo and me watching the perimeter with our shotguns at the ready. We even set the missus up with her pistol. Yeah, good things we were watching nearly caught Julius trying to make off with Big Betty. As if he could have carried off a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin on his own. Almost love to see him try. It's not like we'll be taking her to the state fair anyway. Now all she's good for is making the world's largest pumpkin pie. I don't think Mama has a tin big enough for Big Betty-sized pie, Daddy. Who's Big Betty? Is a pumpkin? Sure is. Probably would have taken home at least a few ribbons at the state fair this year, maybe even a world record if we were lucky. Oh well, my hands are more important. Yeah, we'll just have to grow an even bigger one next year, Daddy. The land's been good to us. We sure grown big out in the Callaway farm. Who's Julius? Julius Tremaine. He practically spits the name. Some cousin, however, many things removed. Though I don't claim him as kin. He owns the farm next to ours, except he doesn't seem to have a good grasp on those property who's. Thinks he owned the half of our land, always sneaking around, taking vegetables we planted. Of course, the way he tells it, we're the ones stealing from him, saying he's the one putting seeds in the ground. He's a miserable old cuss, and he knows it, too. Stealing vegetables, born of other folks' hard labor, is probably the only joy he has in his life. The things you saw on Monday are apparently called ditchlings. They're supposed to be a bad omen. Ditchlings? Sounds like some old folktale. Suppose that suits him. As for being an omen, I believe that too. But I suppose there's not much to be done if they're forewarning some kind of disaster. Besides looking out for me and mine. Still, I appreciate you telling me, son. Have you seen any of them around farm? Yeah, we saw a few of these critters. They got scared off before I could start shooting. Nasty little buggers. We've all been losing sleep and making sure we can keep an eye on things. It's even rubbing off on the hens. Now the little ladies have been laying this week. You know, Daddy, I bet some big mastiff could keep them things away. It seems like they're just the kind of job for a guard dog. Now don't you start again. We ain't getting a dog. I got enough mouths to feed. As much as you say, you'll take responsibility. I know it'll be me cleaning up after it. Besides, I don't have much faith those things would be stalked by a dog. I saw more than a few in that nest. I'll lead you to it. It was a pleasure running into you, son. Well, best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm with those little devils running around. Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. You have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on. It was nice meeting you, son. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Dabney and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god. Hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast. Meet at the library after and figure out a plan. And then it buzzes again. Hey, again, if you want to come over for breakfast, we'll not hate it. And then it buzzes again. Somebody was busy this morning. Sliding into DMs, are we? If you want to hang out before the library thing, I'm parked in the abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss. And that's that. You can't possibly get any more text. This is Isaac from the mine. You gave me your number yesterday. I'm out behind the diner if you want to talk. Oh, yeah, that's the guy from the... Okay, you have plenty of time before diner at Reese's house. Meet up with Isaac, yeah. Probably have time to slip off and hear what Isaac has to say before Tabitha even knows you're gone. Yeah, listen to this guy. You hold the bells on the door in the general store, quieting them while you make a sound exit. You find Isaac smoking out by a dumpster behind Winnie's diner. Mr. X. The achievement, thought you were gonna show. I don't have a lot of time. What you want to tell me? Good. I don't have a lot of time either, especially to spend talking to you. I put two and two together. I know you're related to the boss and the other guys are all riled up. They're talking action. If they saw me out here with you, they'd think I was some kind of scab. But none of them will listen to me, especially now. They all got bigger things to worry about than a single missing miner. I haven't forgotten about him though. Anything you want to know, just ask. What action are people talking? I glanced around nervously. They're talking about a strike, but you didn't hear it from me. So Tabitha was dating an employee. Yeah, wasn't the first time either. I knew some of the other fellas she dated. They said she was the coldest woman they ever met. She had a habit of dropping them a few months in before picking up the next poor son of a bitch who fell for her wiles. I guess us cold boys are pretty desperate. Especially when a woman of means like that approaches you. You never know if you're gonna be the one who locks out or locks down that old family wealth. Guess Wayne wasn't lucky. Wayne's not missing. I keep running into him. But why would he come tell me he's alright? Where is he staying? Where is he hiding from everybody? It just doesn't sound like him. I'm not sure the man you think is Wayne is really him. He's all goopy now. I think there's something wrong with him. Did he have a condition? Some medical condition? No, he was fit as a fiddle. Built like a brick house too. Did anything happen to him? You think Tabitha did something to him? Yes, I do. That or maybe Perlin. I don't know what it would be, but something happened up at that house. The week it went down, everyone was so up in arms about Miss Perlin. Perlin's death. Almost nobody cared about the fact that some transplant miner had gone missing. One thing, there might be a connection. What? Like he had something to do with her death? No, absolutely not. Oh, there was natural causes. Died in her sleep. She was old and a smoker. Figured her lungs finally gave up on her. If anybody did anything, it was that family doing something to him. Why would he be following me? Damned if I know. I didn't even know you existed until yesterday. I suppose Tabitha could have told him about you, so maybe he's trying to get someone close to his ex? Seems like a pathetic move to me, but relationships change people. Maybe even a man like Wayne can be broken by someone like her. Did anything happen to him at the mines? Find any weird stuff? Uncover anything that wasn't meant to be uncovered? No, I don't think so. A few shifts he was picking up were all above ground, mostly operating machinery. Pretty cushy stuff, to be honest. What was he like? He was a lighthearted kind of guy, always joking around the job. Amazing fella to grab beers with, not keen on doing hard work, so it wasn't too strange when he barely picked up any shifts once that relationship started. I'm sure he saw her as a bit of a meal ticket, so maybe he wasn't too smart, but he was a good friend. Closest one I had. Isaac sighs, taking one last long drag of his cigarette. I appreciate you coming by to talk. I can't say I'm happy with what you've told me, but I'm glad somebody's looking into this. Seems like everybody else was perfectly happy to sweep it under the rug. Isaac tosses the cigarette butt. It goes without saying that you better not go telling anyone we talked. And if you see him or whoever it is pretending to be him, tell him his buddy is worried about him, alright? I sit back inside and you find yourself alone again. Text your cousin and warn her about the strike. Slip back in general store to find your cousin. Okay. You make it to enter the general store as furious Tabitha leaves. I can't believe I couldn't leave you alone for 2 seconds without you running off. What are you, a toddler? There was a cat outside. I wanted to pet it. Calm down, I was just having a smoke. Misdirect, you were taking forever and I was stuck in there with Miles. I want to stretch my legs out. Oh, fair enough. At least you're still here. I got a couple of hours to spare. I'll pick up some sodas and we can get out of here. I don't like lingering where just anyone could walk up and start talking to me. Tabitha starts walking, motioning for you to follow. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on a quiet hill just off Main Street. The Scarlets own most of the houses out here. We rent them out to employees. Just more convenient, you know? Why can't we hang out somewhere place normal? Cool. And here I thought the estate was your secret lair. That seems sinister. Doesn't know of Tabitha's secret house. Okay, she's gonna open. Okay. Your cousin pulls out a heavy set of keys from her pocket. She picks out one marked with a bright stripe of green tape and unlocks the door. Come on in, don't worry, it's empty. You follow your cousin into the model home. You haven't rented this one out for years. I come here to get away from it all. Does that make sense? It's kind of like a vacation home, but I don't have to travel. Anyway, make yourself comfortable and have a soda. Tabitha hands you a cream soda before settling in on the couch. This place clearly gets cleaned regularly, but it doesn't feel like a real home. It feels like a set piece, like you both wander into a play, and if you were to look at the walls from another angle, you'd see them as the two-dimensional illusions they are. Don't you have somewhere to be? Your phone buzzes before Tabitha has a chance to respond. Almost forgot, it's Major Jimmy Day. Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Meet you all there in half an hour. I totally blanked on that. Been having a weird foggy morning. Wild that they're still doing the Major Jimmy thing even after last night. Do you think news has spread yet? But yeah, we should go see Oscar. See y'all soon. Somebody popular. Yeah, it's Major Jimmy Day? Oh, what a ridiculous event. You know he's a dog, right? Did they fill you in on that little detail? We haven't had a human major in Scarlet Hollow since at least the early 1900s. We've been a dog major town since then. Tabitha takes another sip of her soda, smirking. Everyone knows it's our family that holds the power in this town. Still, sounds like it could be kind of fun. Even I can admit it's funny watching everyone fawning over the little guy in the major getup. Yeah, count me in. We can finish our shows and head over. I can fix her. Another achievement. How do I look? Oh, she's loosening up a little bit, huh? It's been a while since I've been out in the public like this. Oh, out in the corner of your eye, you can see a furious woman making a beeline for you and Tabitha. Becca slinking behind her. This must be her mother. Someone's coming. What? Oh, crap. Excuse me, Miss Scarlet. Can I help you? Becca stares at you from a distance as the furious woman tears into Tabitha's. This must be her mother. What the hell do you think you're doing down here, grinning like a buffoon after everything that happened last night? A mind collapse almost killed my poor sweet innocent child, and you thought it was a good idea to retaliate by demoting my husband? We've gotten used to a new lifestyle. You can't just take that away from us for something that was your fault. Don't think I won't be pressing charges. Mom, please, you're embarrassing me. Shut up, Becca. Mom is advocating for you. You shouldn't talk to your daughter like that. It's bad parenting. Your husband told your daughter it was safe to go into the mine. Of course, he was demoted. You're here complaining about your husband being demoted. I almost died trying to help your daughter. The way I heard, everything was fine last night until you showed up. So unless you want me to sue you as well, I'll keep your mouth shut. What legal grounds do you think you even have? There are signs the police was boarded up. I did my legal duty and you don't have a leg to stand on. So don't try to threaten me. Mom, can we just go, please? If I were you, I'd listen to your brat. You haven't heard the last of us. You'll see. The woman storms off just as quickly as she stormed in, Becca following at a distance. God damn it. She's right. I can't just hang out around town the day after something like that. It doesn't look right. I should be up there, even if it's just to oversee what's going on. If I'm supposed to run this place, I gotta get my head in the game. I can't slip up like this again. Tabitha sighs, straighten up. Scarlet return. Yeah, trouble. I'll see you after work tonight. Okay. Your cousin turns and heads back to her car, leaving you alone on Main Street. Go to the library. Here we go. You're at the library alone. It's busier than usual, and a small crowd has formed in the corner of the main foyer. Hey, son. Hey, girls. Thank God we have something to do this morning. My family's been driving me nuts. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Sven to the Major for like the entire time I've known him. It'll be worth it, trust us. Alright, shall we? Oh my god, that's the Major. That's the dog. Look at that guy behind him. He's like, oh my god, security guy. Yep, he's the dog. And judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, Tablet wasn't pulling your leg. Every Major of Scarlet Hollow is living memory has always been a dog. You can tell this dog is a Major from his little sass and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. It's lovely to meet you, Mayor. You reach forward to take Major's little paw in your hand, but his burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking, only head pats and ear scratches allowed. What? I'm so glad no one ruined the surprise. This town has had a dog as mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends and Winnie's Biscuits. Oh, the close-knit small town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. Alright, you had your turn with the mayor. Now move along and keep the line going. Son Kanika quickly shovel out of the room ahead of you, leaving you to follow. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up with your companions, you're interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Oh, is that the husband of Jeannie? Whoever he is, you can feel his desperation to make a good first impression. A self-sustained and self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. Pastor Daniel, I take it you're Sven? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Let's not kid ourselves. We both know prayers in hell. I don't believe in afterlife. Oh, thank God, I'm hoping to find a priest. Anything about ghosts? She mentioned you this morning. That woman is in the light of my life. I'm so glad she's there to help your cousin through this rough patch. You have nothing more to say to this, man. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I extend the offer in case you need someone to talk to. The church doors are open if you ever change your mind. Have a blessed day, son. Okay. Pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. You find him already talking to Oscar deeper into the library. Are you sure we can't just get over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. And I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Yeah, there's no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. And I'm not gonna waste it just because I'm impatient. You're gonna be a debt of me. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. There's a pretty serious ghost infestation. Is that what you'd call something like this? I believe it's called a hunting. But ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Anyways, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need. So we should be set on preparations. The only thing you'll need to bring is an open mind. Cold feet about this ghost hunting, remain silent. Well, if we're not gonna doing the ghost now, I guess we should head over to Reese's. Absolutely, come on son, time to go bother our friend. I'm gonna get back to it. See you all tonight. Time to go. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside for grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets on the checkouts. I don't know where he finds so many. I think he just really wants people to like him. Should be nice. It seems like a good man. Okay, that's really sweet of you to say, but sometimes you got to trust your gut. The man was grinning through all of my dad's funeral. He's not normal. And I don't mean that in the stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. The whole time feels the same. Not that I think about it. He must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. Should we invite Avery to go something? Oh yeah, totally. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. I'm sure you'll get a hoot out of it. Yeah, I can't say I mind having calming presence with us tonight. We won't be much help to Oscar if we start jumping out of our shadows. Cool, I'll text him on the way over to Reese. What about Tabitha? What about her? You're not planning on inviting her, are we? Oh my god, yes. Can we imagine how much fun that would be if she actually shows? Stella, come on. I know you think you have some sort of bond with her, but she's awful. She's not even nice to you. You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe she come along tonight. The two of you will finally get along. No. Okay, I won't invite her. Great, thanks. Okay, let's head over to Reese. Leave the library with early diner at Reese. Only the early dinner. Okay, here we go. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with your friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late, the door swings open. Hey. Reese? Oh my god, it's been ages. You must be Sven, right? I heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Sven's updates. Are you here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and I knew you'd probably want to help me cook too. What can I say? I make an excellent sous chef. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortable, tidy, to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven, the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'll be half convinced you wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single question eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. Wow, love the artwork. A lot of ditching things. The basement is what you might expect of a tortured artist who spends all this time confining to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You will have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison. Everything that happened the last couple of days? Oh, she told me all about what you guys have found out there. Now, I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know, he gestured in futility towards the walls of the basement. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick, you know that. I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean to. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die has already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple of days, weren't we? Do you have any thoughts about ditchlings we've been seeing? Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. What? Really? Wait, yeah, okay, that was also my reaction. Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of our nightmares? Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating, but hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. Yeah, they look quite good. Pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in the rooms. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. What do you think going on with Wayne? Who? You know, the guy who's been following Sven around being all ominous? Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he's been going on. Just hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all sakes. Leave it at that. Do you need us to sneak you out of here? This place feels like a prison. Unfortunately, the prison we're dealing with here is my body, not my room. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? Your company is plenty. It's so nice to have living people down here for a change. You know, we'd visit more if your mom let us. Did she tell she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me. But I was probably asleep, that's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them. And she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. I don't know, my body's pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have full control of what I eat, so... Well, okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But for good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, I could really mess me up. So she has to regulate my food. What are you sick with? It's pretty direct. We don't have to talk about your illness, Reese. It's okay. I've come to terms with the rest of my life is going to be. So... Macro... I know the word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I have to look it up, actually. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin almost itches like there's worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time, no one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So I've done my mornings. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable, but one day I'll wind up in a pine box, just like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. Dang, Reese, I may be a god, but that's some real nihilistic shit. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys, but you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. Surely there must be something the doctors can do for you. So what's your diagnosis? He's really persistent too. I'm afraid the answer isn't really illuminating because it's not any one's particular thing. It's just a whole mess of nasty things that add up to one big diagnosis of bad genes. Guess I pulled the losing card in the DNA lottery. And hey, isn't all bad. Some of it's just weird, like this. Reese pulls off the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Oh. Hyperelasticity. Kinda cool, right? Whoa. Does that not hurt? Nope. Feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reed's mother shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table. Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Sure thing, Doc. Go wash your hands. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in the tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a hospital waiting room. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something dark and cold. Something that reminds you of the dusty tunnels that narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum just beyond your hearing fills the air, and you feel strange. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Guess we'll open the door. Before you know, the doorknob is turning in your hand, your heart full of both deep dread and compulsive need to know what might be on the other side. What do you think you're doing? Well? There's something compelling about this door. No, there isn't. Now wash your hands. Let her interrupt you. You need to know what's behind the door. Oh, no, you don't. Come on, wash your hands and sit down. Okay? She grabs you by the shoulder, yanking you away. You do as she says, cleaning up under her watchful eye and allowing yourself to be unhearsed. Unhearsed? Ushered? Ushered. Back to the table away from the door. Huh. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perched over the chair next to him. To his, Dr. Kelly's eyes all on you, for a scrap fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her featured silhouettes against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Given her protectiveness towards Reese, you find it odd that he's seated between the two of you, rather than the other way around. It's almost as thought she guarded not only towards you and Stella and Kanika, but towards her son as well. Pills. She slid a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is it pasta sauce? Homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have excellent taste and brand, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know No, thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Damn, bullshit. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. But you could have told me. Why? They were coming over today anyway. I would just rather know these things. Noted. Noted, but she won't do anything about it. Her son will remain in the dark. You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kids for 18 years. About Reese, small talk. The danger. Okay, we'll just remain silent for now. We get the store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So I was wondering if we could maybe watch a movie sometime this week while Sven is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like they're ever going to change. That's ever going to change. I'm sick every day. I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. Strenuous? Sorry about that. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends. Oh, Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Sounds as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it, I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone, get out of my house. Please, just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I'm his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him, I know that. And he knows it too, but all any of you would do is get in his way. So just leave, please. Don't think I don't know something is up here. Don't think we don't know something is up here. Yeah. I don't care what you think. I just want you out so I can take care of my son. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. The hell? Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of the lock signals the end of their dinner at recess. Something weird's happened when I went to wash my hand. It was like I was forced to try and break into the clinic. Pressing that doctor is afraid of Reese. Forced how? It was like something was making me go there. I wonder, was it like that carving in the pit last night? Before you had that seizure, it was kind of like that when you're hypnotized? I wasn't there, but I guess I'll take your word on it. Hypnotism seems like a step up from what we've been dealing with, though. I mean, I don't know. A lot happened. A lot happened last night, but the whole thing was very trance-like. I guess it was kind of similar. What if there's another carving in there? That'd be so weird. If there is, I wonder if it gives you another vision. Maybe these things have something to do with ditchlings. You're not suggesting we go poking around there, are we? Of course I am. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not breaking into Dr. Kelly's clinic based on bad vibes, thank God. Did either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? She never turned her back towards him. Are you sure she wasn't just being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on. And she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Maybe she did it intentionally to make him sick. Yeah, but if she was being overprotective, she'd have said between us and him. She had her back to the window. That's interesting. If anyone should be afraid of anyone in that house, Reese should be afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly's good people. Look, I'm just saying maybe there is more to their dynamic than just me being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's just get going. The sun's getting, and we want to miss a good second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkened street. Lit by the orange house and the setting sun, the library feels different. What once was a quiet building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. You can't help but feel like you're about to walk into a slasher movie. You run through a mental list of everyone who's joining you, trying to figure out if you make it to the end. Who are you kidding? Order doesn't matter. Stella Kanika is probably the final girl. Before you enter, a pair of figures in the nearby bush. Oh yeah, here. And here. Catch your eye. You can't help but feel what every passing day the distance grow bolder. Enter the library. Just as the exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey Oscar, are you back yet? Shh, you can't tell. You can't yell in the library, it's against the rules. It's after hours, rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, you're here sooner than expected. Hope dinner was okay. Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. That's okay. You mean we have more time to hunt ghosts? I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF, reader, temperature gauze, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with electricity, parabolic microphone, sharpies, and paper for automatic writing, matches, and candles for rituals. Jesus. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything all around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out, grab more stuff once things getting spooky. Is somebody else coming? I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I am more than ready to try again. Avery, hey yo. Hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Avery, glad you could make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. Glad there will be someone else with a level head and here tonight. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. You already covered all your bases. Maybe I spoke too soon. You know me, Kanika. I'm a level-headed as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say they didn't? I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday, and that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while y'all were there? I'm just saying, anything seems possible right now. I got a bad feeling about this. There were these things in the bushes outside. Are those the monsters you saw in the woods? Just one, I like to actually see some of this stuff myself. Trust me, you don't. As Sybil's right, we're only going to see more of them as time goes on. We can't let them get in the way of things. This is weird, I don't know what we saw. There's nothing explainable about the mine collapse. Whatever weird stuff we saw last night was probably a gas leak. There could always be rational, non-supernatural explanation for what I saw last night, like aliens. Remain silent. I admit, I get a little caught up in the whole supernatural atmosphere of that place. But those sounds were definitely from the rocks shifting before the collapse. I mean, that's the whole basis. That's the whole base of the Tommy Knocker Smith. It's well documented. Somebody else? But that's what's so great about this stuff. It's fun to be terrified, you know? Oh my god, Zane? Yo, the rush of god busting without Zane. No way. Was I gonna forget it? Your promise, Stella. Zane? Glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back, follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Looks like the sun has almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Rosalina, hey! You didn't think you'd be doing this without me, did you? Rosalina, I thought you were at Alexa's place. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. She's really convincing. Oh, hi Zane, what's up? Yo. You don't have to leave me out of stuff like this anymore, Dad. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I can handle seeing a ghost or whatever it is that's keeping us out of our house. I really don't think you want to see what's in there, Rosalina. I don't know if you'll ever be able to feel safe in our house again if you knew it was there. Let me see. I think it's best left to the adults. Let it come with us. Let Oscar handle this. Yeah. Rosa, it could get dangerous in there. Just hang out in the library and we'll have this taken care of in a few hours. Come on, Dad. If you're letting Zane tag along, Alexis and I have every right to be here too. She's got a good point, Mr. G. Yeah, we can totally handle this. Okay, I'm sorry, Rose. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. You'll cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Aside from the painting on the floor, this living room feels too normal, too human to be haunted. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember the picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. Now my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up the camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will ever even show with this many people around. Wait. Is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. Same, I've got chills. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa. A genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for prosperity? Is that it? This isn't very scary. Come on. Come on, Ghost. Let's see some real action. Alright, gang. I think we'll just cover more ground if we split up and search for clue. No, don't split up. Don't, no. No, don't do that. Really, Ghost. We're wasting our time. Oscar says the ghost is in Rosalina's room. Yeah. Yeah, but we don't have to rush there. I'm sure we can deal with it from out here, right? So I've been meaning to ask, do you actually know how to get rid of a ghost? How exactly are we going to get rid of it if we find one? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorting holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worse comes to worse, we can always use a Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? That sounds like fun to me. You might as well try it, right? What's the worst that could happen? We make the ghost mad and it gives us more evidence? Sounds like a win-win. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow, you've never been this superstitious that this ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again, like the mine, it's like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house, still, whatever it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing under EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count. It just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can you just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be that the paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to. Good idea. If you're offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? No, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of the carpet every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. It could be a good idea. It could be a sign of structural damage, and I'm sure the government would rather know about it now than wind up with a bigger problem down the line, right? Plus, there might be something written under there in blood. Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. We'll cover it for you. You don't have to sweat it. Oh my god, there's a... Jesus Christ. Cell pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, a floor around and stained in reddish brown. There's a broken seal around the edges. Whoever carpeted over this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. What if there's isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. Nope, nope, nope. We're going down there, right? Of course we are. It's even better than finding a message. But there's no basement in this house. At least, we weren't told about the basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You got a basement chock full of ghosts, I can feel it. Still not reading though. None of the equipment has made a sound. Of course not. You'll know, last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever is under the hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the chalk around the edges and leaked through the carpet. And it's red, because North Carolina has red as dirt. It's simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong. It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Oh yeah, do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. Oh crap. You come into an Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. What? The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's steel with an undercurrent of mold and earth. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting, with little oxygen is left. Whatever just happened was weird, but your friends are probably still in Rosalina's room. You head further into the house. What the hell is this? Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drift on the breeze. What the? Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadow rises from attention. That's Stella, right? Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Shit. Stella? Did you say Addie? No, no one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine. No. I'm not a child anymore. Wasn't that my great-grandmother's name? I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. They keep reminding us not to that we shouldn't stay here, or we shouldn't have come here. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what father might do. Oh my, I wouldn't want to cross father. I shall be gone at once. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that happened right now. She is in agony. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to the Western Front, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. What the hell? She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again, in this strange garden. Follow her. You move to follow the narrow path through the foliage. As you step forward, a single door standing solitary in the middle of the garden appears before you. the door and open it. What the hell? Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. Is that the door from the estate? The building from the estate? The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. What the f... Junior, pack your things quickly, hurry. Maybe we should run out of... on the reel too, make an example of the whole family. What the... Okay, I'll pack real good. Please, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. We were only children too. My boy was in there. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boy didn't have that kind of luxury. The collapsed Junior's leaving, Charlie returning. It's all starting to come together. They're the same person. Why aren't you possessing me? Why is everyone else? I don't even live here. It's horrible. The whole thing is horrible. I hate it here. You're talking about the collapse, aren't you? The one of the 100 years ago? Don't listen to them, child. Just keep packing. Looks like the other are on their way. Better hurry, boy, or you and your little dolls here might get burned up. As for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables you're packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Maybe the Spectre is trying to tell me something about the collapse. Maybe what happened 100 years ago wasn't as clear cut as people have you think. Keep listening. You maintain your foot back to the seat in front of you. Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have had you working in the mines too instead of lazing around this big house. They're definitely talking about the estate and the family about it. Maybe you should have learned a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son like that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I called the shots. Now get out, unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm even letting you leave. Continue listening. You're quite continue listening. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones, even better than these. That's good for him. Should be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep, just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexa and Rosalina whisked away, leaving you behind an empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning with white void. Before you have a chance to think, another door creaks open and what you thought was a ceiling. It's Wayne. There you are. This is quite a maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. What the fuck is going on? Bottom feeders. Hey man, what's up? How did you get down here? Oh, you're no longer threatened by me. Good. Maybe now we can be friends. As you approach, a smell hits you, sweating, suffocating flesh with a tinge of Saharan? A stomach churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? Step into the white void. Into the white void. You're outside in this night, a false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pound. Until your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. You poor dear, I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Adradine, haven't you? Oh God. Dang, how do you know I have the hots for Edwardine? Listen to the figure. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I've never did approve of what Scarlet's did to your family and what it did to the two of you youngins. Childhood sweethearts. You think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Youngins. Who's it supposed to be? I'm sure by now you realize the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you would ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? I think I read about them yesterday. The powers at work here are stronger than ever your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. Kanika mimes handing you something. Your hands is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. Something about this woman doesn't sit right. She must have some sort of ulterior motive. Town cursed. That's where you'll find them. You need her there. Then read what I've written there and be careful. Good luck to the both of you. Hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. And there's Wayne again. It's trying to get rid of me. I'll have to try harder. Okay, wait. Sam Wayne or you something else? The body that stands before you is Sam Wayne. Why are you following me? Clearly you need protecting. I'm just looking out for you. What's doing this? A resonant, a ghost, whatever it is you call it. The leftovers of a human existence, festering and forgotten, feeding on the energy of a more powerful being to do this. It's pathetic. C'est terrible, huh? This body knew her well. What the hell's going on in this town? I'm sure you'll be able to piece it together soon enough. I'd rather you find out on your own first. That's the only way you can really know who to trust, and then I can finally tell you more. There is so much to discuss when that time comes. Continue forward. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and reels. A figure raises. That's Zane, right? Yeah, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'll say it now. Is that Oscar? As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deadbed. Oscar lies in the center, looking pitiful, small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry, I let my trouble drive your mama away. And sorry, those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Let spirit talk. Wait and let spirit continue. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. There's Enoch again. You're right. Been using the excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man that has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the ball in my hand still. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what they'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't be the best father, but I'm no murderer. Some requests didn't really pan out. If she Scarlet was supposed to the last time, I probably wouldn't be around. Is that what you were getting close to Everdeen in the garden? Maybe you're a murderer. Seems like me you killed yourself. Alright, Dad, I won't let you down. Stand in silence. Damn it, boy. I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what's for. I promise. Wow. He watches as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. Oh, he's right here, actually. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important. But what does any of it matter? She was still stuck here, too. We keep being separated, but I have a feeling it'll be over soon. Then the next exit won't be hard to find. I guess I'll see you when I see you. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. You move back to the bed to quietly leave through the hole Oscar left behind and crawl through. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against the trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of prison loom over both all of it and all of you. What? Avery up their trails again. How very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten sloppy. You should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in the early grave. Wait in silence. No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of Scarlet Lies like you, Charles' son. Wait, where are you? A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it now? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little tryst bore fruit. And oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out? So Charlie and Eddie got together at some point after he came back? You know you don't have to keep dangling here. Come inside, you'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls and you find yourself pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsating before you. What is this place? Is this really something like this in the estate? That's not what I invented you for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely want to offer a warning. Leave town now. I'm trying to. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? Oh, you've been talking to the witch then. How very interesting. Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it. We'll figure out how to free you soon, Stella. There can't be much more to these memories. How does it know that? Interesting interpretation. What makes you say that? Were you there for this conversation? Alright, spill it. Tell me everything you know about whatever happened. A conversation was had. Information was shared. The wording is a little off, but memory tends to do that. I get the feeling we're nearly at the end of this little maze. Stay close. What the hell is going on? Wayne disappears into a dark corridor. You follow close behind. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room at the same time, the two of you finding yourselves huddled under the large table. Cell stares through you as in the spherical murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Right? That music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the resident or your little friends. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers, so they don't smash it, though. I wish I could make a move like you can. And you can even do the voices, you know? You could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Okay. I'm just gonna let it play then. Remain silent. A traveling show. And you want to be me there too. Oh, here we go to towns along the beaches. I heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Wish I could go back in time whenever this was and tell them everything I know. Again with the beach, remain silent. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Everything crashes to thunderous black before you or Wayne can get another word. Oh my god. Where is this going? I have no idea what this... Like, it makes no sense. They're telling the story about the past of Scarlet Hollow. That I understand. A single spotlight remains illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn. That's the trapdoor in the bedroom, right? It opens. You feel it shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. Here we go. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. Charlie? Is that... That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy to... Oh crap. Eddie? Damn. Wayne is gone once again. There's nothing here but you and the howling void. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? She's not here, but my cousin Tabitha is the one you should want. I haven't stepped foot in this town before a couple of days ago. Let's go, man. Let's continue. You let the spirit continue. You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. I'll ask from you for some of your years. To pay for the years that have been taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. Let's continue. Make your choice. A smell hits you. That non-familiar, wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are. But you can keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, son. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such afraid and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. But I can't just leave the ghost here. What about my friends? What happened to them if I just leave? Ghost stays. Sacrifice years of your life. They've already left. There's another factor in this. But I can't just leave the ghost here. You can. Where will Oscar and Rosalina live if the ghost stays? Don't give years of your life for something so significant. Sacrifice years of your life? Screw you, Wayne. If you're telling me to leave, then I know what I have to do. It's too late. I've already made up my mind. Charlie won't be able to rest until I do this. I'm responsible here. Hmm. Screw you, Wayne. Stop, don't do this. Wayne is cut off as you butt face to face with the resident. Silence. What? What's going on? What? What's going on? For the first time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft. You feel it's pressing in on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Crawl your way out. Your arms steer at the earth until they break through into air. Collapse onto the floor. You hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death. What a foolish thing to give up so much of yourself, and for something so meaningless. Have you no sense of self-preservation? There's genuine anger in this voice. It's the first time he's shown any emotion, and it chills you. You reach for something to say in response, but you're still delirious from what happened, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts. Look what's done to you. There you are. Oh, poor. Sybil paused mid-sentence as she noticed Wayne from the corner of her eyes. Come with me, dear. Let's get you home. Make sure nothing else happens to him, or there'll be hell to pay. He practically hisses the words. You quietly walk towards the stairs. Sybil lends you her hands as she gently guides you out of the library. You're outside. It's real this time. I'm gonna peace out, back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I've got a lot to ponder. See you, Rosalina. See you, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library. Your lungs wheezing as you run a marathon. You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines of furrows that have formed there. Kinika came to get me right away. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what you were all planning to do. How were we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so... Kinika stopped mid-sentence as she realized what happened to you. Oh my gosh. God, Sven, you poor thing. My bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. So, they also went through this? What? That makes no sense. Sven, did you... go back to sleep in your own home? I better be over because I feel like I just aged at least a decade. Have you seen what happened to my face? I gave up years of my life for you to live there. I hope it's worth it. Just taking responsibility for something that should have been dealt with decades ago. Is our home safe? There's nothing there now. Sven took care of it. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I had never been like that before. So that really happened then? That ghost really did take away years of your life? I'm afraid so. Everything in this world has a price, and those years were unfortunately what it took to put that spirit to rest. You know, Sven, the salt and pepper looks good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. Kaneko. This is just trying to be positive. Stella's way better than that. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost and she just standing off by herself. It'd be a normal reaction for anyone else who just have seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. You walk over to Stella. Oh, hey, son. You okay? Sorry, I can't talk right now. See you later. Okay. Sure is off down the road. Be off a flake. I guess she hit her limit. Give up years of my life. You don't see me acting out. Okay, remain silent. Should we go after her? I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind of shared her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, I'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. And nobody here should be rushing after anyone right now. That goes double for you, Kiniko. You don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. You better not get any ideas either, Sven. You need time to recover. There was another carving in there. You know where we're supposed to be? I guess I should probably head back. Get going to it. It's starting to get chilly out, and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you. All for you. Again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, son. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika really tracks back to the general store. I'll be back in a moment to walk you home, dear. I just need to put the tea on and give your cousin a quick call. Sybil leaves you and catches up with her daughter. My whole body hurts. Mom, what's that? Better answer than a ghost. You'll be alright. Let me get you some of that special tea. It's been working well, don't you think? I think ibuprofen will be better, but I gotta admit the tea has been nice. I'll put the kettle on as soon as we get home. I guess it's just the two of us now. You have any idea who you were? Roughly placed most of the others. No whatsoever, but I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. The prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. Anything would be like this. Guess you finally got some shared trauma with everyone now. Avery chuckles and grabs at their ribs, winching. Yeah, I guess do, huh? I know tonight was horrific, but it was also thrilling, and knowing we all went through it together, it makes it easier. There are people to commiserate with tomorrow morning when this soreness really starts to set in. Which reminds me, I better get back home. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick, but here's hoping good night's sleep is enough to heal up. And I hope you feel better soon. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Sybil returns no longer. Avery leaves. It's time to go back to the estate. Your cousin wasn't exactly thrilled to hear about what happened tonight, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could, shall we? Yeah. You once again find yourself on the long trek back up to the estate. You can't help but focus on how awful your body feels. Maybe the walk will do you good. Maybe you'll start getting used to these changes and they won't feel as bad in the morning as they do now. Let's stop here for a bit. I have to imagine you need a moment to rest. There's things everywhere. There are. I'm afraid that the spirit you dealt with tonight was merely a symptom of the rot here, rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just going to have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Sybil, what happened to me? Well, you look like you aged at least a decade. Everything in this world has a price. The price of the deal you made tonight is just a bit more noticeable than what most people are used to dealing with. For the record, I think you made the right decision. I wish your cousin had been there to take this burden upon herself, but she wasn't. Besides, I think we both know what kind of person she is. She probably would have found a very compelling reason not to make that choice. Your head starts swinging as exhaustion starts to overpower you. You're in no state to have this sort of conversation. You poor dear, let's focus on walking for a little bit, and then we can talk some more. You and Sybil silently walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. It should be a good enough resting spot. Evelyn killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Wayne didn't want me to make a deal with that ghost. He was so angry when I did. There was a stone carving as a goat's head and a pack of wolves in that basement. Just go home like my real home. She left, surprised by your question. No, dear, though some might call me one. I'm just an old woman who fancies herself a bit of a healer. What is magic anyways? I just know some trade secret passes along the family line. But it's no different than the child of mechanic knowing what to do with an engine, or the child of carpenter knowing how to build a makeshift chair. Edwardine killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Is that what the spirit showed you? Your family built one of the most powerful coal empires in the Appalachian. Those sort of things don't come about without betrayal and bloodshed. These are all assumptions, of course. I'm just an old woman who enjoys her tea, and the Scarlet Empire is far older than these rattling bones. If you want the bloody details, I'm afraid you'll have to find them yourself. Your vision blurs as you try to form words. Are you alright? We don't have much further to go. Let's get back on the trail. You and Sybil track through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves at the outskirts of the estate. Sven, why don't you swing by the tea room tomorrow, say early afternoon? I'd love to chat for a little while. Come by any time. I'll be there all day. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with someone that prickly. Bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Sven. You earned it. Sybil heads back to the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha and to the estate. You open the door in the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. So you finally came back. After last night, I thought we were done with all the running around, the secrecy. I guess I was too optimistic. And you look like hell warned over. What the hell did you do to yourself? I lost a year of my life to an angry ghost of our family wronged. As the words leave your mouth, your body shivers with age and exhaustion. The stress of talking to your cousin about tonight's event is on the cusp of overwhelming. Whatever you have to say, it's best to say it quiet. You what? I thought Sybil said something along those lines on the phone, but I thought she was joking. Please tell me the two of you are pulling a prank on me. Did Stella put you up to this? You heard me, years of my life. It was only a way to satisfy him. It was the only way to make him leave. It should have been you. It'd be anyone. Why would you give up something like that? No wonder you two dated. Okay, you don't understand that Ghost was torturing people. It was torturing Stella. It was the right thing to do. I couldn't leave Oscar and Rosaline homeless. It was for other people, something you would understand. Unnecessarily harsh, especially from someone who's gone out of his way to make my life extraordinarily difficult this week. Is there anything else I need to know? Just asking that question is giving me a migraine. Wayne followed me into Oscar's home. I spent a lot of time with Wayne tonight. Great. So, you do know him. Did I ever say I didn't? He's a creep from a bad time in my life, and I do my best not to think about him, which has become an increasingly difficult task. He seems like a nice guy. He's stalking me. See nothing. Silence, wonderful, because I'd really rather not talk about that man. You can't talk. You can't keep this conversation up much longer. This day has taken too much of a toll on you and you need rest. Yeah. Are we done now? Great, I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half of the week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will get even worse from here. This is the end of episode 3. Thanks so much for playing. We hope to have episode 4 released before the end of the year, which it already did, of course. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got a little bit like distracted with the whole thing in the house, with the ghosts and the stories, and I was getting a little bit encrypted too much. But eventually, yeah, just showed the whole history and stories of the past of the family, what was going on, and yeah, it's getting a little bit everywhere right now. Getting a little bit mixed thoughts about the game, not in a bad way. But we'll see what episode 4 will do. And normally episode 4, I will play episode 4. I think Friday. I think it will be Friday. Yeah, it will be Friday. So tomorrow I'll be back on YouTube with a continuation of Horizon Forbidden West. So if you're curious about that, you can always join me over there tomorrow as well. And then Wednesday I'll be back over here on Twitch with a new playthrough, a puzzle game called Hourglass. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you around. Take care. Bye bye.